Hi, everybody. I am so sorry the delay. I can't explain what's happened, but I used to be able to do streams all the time, and it was something I was doing all the time. And Facebook changed something, and it took me about 20 minutes trying to figure out how to get the live video button to be able to be pushed. And it made me keep on going around and around in loop. And this happened before. And so I ended up doing a YouTube video instead, and I really wanted to do this live in the group. And the only thing is I can't access my chat, so I'm just going to bring it up here on this phone. So and I'm also recording it. So I'm just seeing what is going on. I am doing something a little different that I haven't done before here. I have 25 questions that I've written down. I want to do this in a different reading. I am devoting this to twin flames, or the divine masculine, divine feminine, or the true soulmates, whatever you call yourself. But I am focusing this on our divine counterparts. And I'm just looking for my live video so I can see the chat. Here we go. I just want to make sure that I don't miss anything in the chat. It's just that I don't have a lot of juice there. I should plug in my phone. While we're doing this, I will take this moment to plug in my phone while I'm waiting for you all to jump on board. And I'm so glad that I was able to figure out how to turn this on, because it was a bit of a problem for me. Okay, I'm just going to plug in my phone just to make sure that it doesn't go off. There we go. All right, so I'm really excited about this. And so I do have 25 questions written down. And they are really, this is going to be quite intense, what I'm doing. Usually when I'm doing readings, I'll just have about 4 or 5 different questions that I'm kind of asking in this reading. And this reading has 25 different really intense questions that I'm going to go, and it may even seem very personalized for you. But like I said, this is for a collective. If you wish to have a reading like this with me, this is a very intense reading. I can do the same thing and ask all these questions. However, this is a reading that is more towards the ultimate reading. And this is only, hi Don. So let me start by just giving the decks a little bit of a shuffle. I am drawing from quite a few different decks for these questions. All right. So the first question that we're going to ask is, what went wrong with my past relationship? So this is going to be for all twin flames, all divine masculine, divine feminine counterparts, whether you call it soulmate twin flames, whether you call yourself a twin flame, ultimate counterparts, any of those names. Here I am getting exactly what I was expecting to get right at the start. Absolutely. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. What went wrong with my past relationship? How can I get over my ex? All right, so let's do each of these questions one by one. And the first question that we are looking into right now is what went wrong with my past relationship? And so the first card I drew was the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords is about your being clear-minded, but, being very perceptive, being very complex, knowing what you want and not lowering your standards for anything less. It was because of following your soul craft and knowing that your form of spiritualism is practicing of manifesting this energy, and that you are no different than anyone else, but others may have seen you as different because of the way that you follow through your practices. The fact that you are a sovereign being, the fact that you needed to disconnect from the typical ways that life lived. You're not atypical only because of the fact that you weren't different in some way, that you were a freak, but more of you knew what you want and you didn't try to pretend to be someone else you were not. So what went wrong with your past relationship was that you didn't blend in like all of the rest. You stood out. And you stood out because you were being authentic. All right. How can I get over my ex? So let's see what comes from that. How can I get over my ex? So divine, feminine, masculine, twin flames, counterparts. How can you get over your ex? I love it when these cards are so aligned. They never seem to surprise me. I love it. And one more card. So I'm pulling a bunch of different cards. Usually the very first card is all I need. I just like to get a little bit of a feel of what some of these cards have a different perspective. And so what I'm getting is, how can I get over my ex? What is the best way to get over your ex? First of all, it gives me the Rook of Swords upside down. Rook of Swords upside down is about mental energy and learning how to control the mind. And there is to be resistance of allowing him to invade your mind, allowing him, learn how to stop allowing anyone to take over the thoughts. You are a light being and he is a light being and others are light beings. And it is really about the fact that we are not as mortal as what we thought. Stay optimistic about your situation is most important. I have not only increase, staying optimistic, but yes. And so why is because, we always feel like that person is the best. That person we're never going to replace. There is no one else. And what I'm getting here is, you know what? Yes. You know that either the person that you love is either going to be, yes, coming back, and if not, be replaced by somebody even far better. So how to get over your ex is knowing, yes, you will achieve someone who is by far much better. You just have to believe it. We are co-creators. We are light beings, and we can manifest. Really, it's about the mind taking over in most of our cases. And so it's about staying positive and believing in the ability that you can have exactly what you want. All right, so the second question, divine counterparts, twin flames, divine feminines and masculine. How can I open up my heart to a new love? Well, this is probably going back over the same information that I just asked. Can everybody hear me okay? Is my microphone in the best place? I can't see any chat information. I see, oh my goodness, here's all the chat. Yeah, I was missing all of this. Hey, Kayla. Hey, Chanel. Oh my gracious, I'm so sorry. My chat wasn't even showing. I'm so glad all of you have joined me. All right, so back to the question. Great, thank you. So I just want to make sure that I have all of my stones here. And I just want to make sure that everybody can hear me okay. All right, so cards fell out, and that's a great answer right there for sure. Because they say, how can I open up my heart to a new love? And I'm loving these answers that's coming up with these cards. It's amazing. I love it. All right. So they're showing me the Queen of Wands upside down. They're showing me the King of Wands upside right. They're showing me Seven of Cups upside down. They're showing me Rook upside down. So I don't know if you've noticed this, but you've got the Queen of Wands, the Rook of Wands, and the King of Wands all in the cards that just fell on my hands. And I don't know if anybody's noticed, but I was doing readings all day and yesterday, and my cards are pretty shuffled up. There is no way those cards would be all together. And so I also have here soul name and worth waiting for. And I just want to pull one more card here. So raising your vibration, of course, of course. I'm going to pull a card from here. So, how can I open my heart to new love? I'll tell you what I'm going to tell you soon. Just let me pull out these cards. All right. So, I got the Tower card too. Raise your vibration and Tower card. Unfortunately, what we quite often do is we do things backwards. We allow somebody to show us who we are and our truth, and then we love what we feel. We love how we find ourselves, and we get attached to that person being the reason that we feel that. The thing is, according to what I am showing here, is that we felt like we allowed ourselves to feel that we didn't have any choice and that they were perfect, but we were not. We were not ready, and that they were ready. But truly what was going on was they were far from being ready. A soul name is really about how we choose our words, how we choose our intent, and how we choose our action. When we go and see how someone is worth waiting for, we create this story and we put all of this power in someone. If you are looking at moving on to new love, you got to change the story about this person that you went and put up on a pedestal and thought that they were so great, when really they are still exploring. You see the equipment of looking out at the stars? They are just exploring. They are creating seeds. They are planting seeds. They are inspiring you. They are teaching you how to be able to find you, is really how this comes to me. So if you create, this is the love of your life, this is all that can be complete, is you trying to figure out how to master this plan of what is wrong with you in order for them to come to you, which is the polar opposite of really what it's supposed to be done. What they were to do is inspire you to put your energy back inside yourself to complete your energy inside of you. You were to heal the parts of you that was shame. Release from you your restrictions. Release from you how you were told everything was, and that you were always reaching outside of you for something else. This is about evolution. This is about ascension. This is about compassion. This is about love. And you're not the Queen of Hearts here. You are the Queen of Wands, and it's upside down. So there was a little distortion, and you needed to come into your fullest power. Where here, you gave them the leadership. You gave them the power. You gave them as if they didn't have any challenges to overcome at all. Meanwhile, here they are trying to explore and be excited, and you took it all away from them. They didn't have anything to do. They didn't feel that they had a choice. So when someone comes along that is brand new, there is no tower to repair. So when things start crumbling, it was because the foundation was weak. And so we have some people who will walk around. Hi, Belinda. We have some people who will walk around and tear down, straight down to the ground, build a new building, and making sure the foundation is nice and strong. And some people will build a hut and say, oh, that will do. And in some cases, some people will renovate and make that building absolutely beautiful inside. And on the outside, it doesn't have to be so perfect. So how to have your heart open up to new love? You start with yourself. Create your soul name, your soul vibration. Elevate your vibration and know that you are worth waiting for. That you are the only choice. And that your foundation is so strong. And that this queen is perfect for your king. And don't settle for anything else. You focus on you being all of those things, and you make them prove they're worthy. You make them come up to your vibration. You make them prove that you are the queen. And if they are the king, they will do everything to ensure that they don't lose you. All right. I went a little further into that than I really was expecting to, but I think you all got the gist of that. I'm sorry, I have to hear this myself too. All right. Let's see. Next question. I'm a little excited. What about my past could be inhibiting current or future relationships? Let's see if we can tap into what about my past, and this is not me, this is for all of us divine feminines, twin flames, divine counterparts, soulmate twin flames, whatever you label it. But this is focused on the ascendant relationships, the highest ascendant relationships of our lives. What about our past that could be inhibiting current or future relationships? I keep on checking my chat because I'm not seeing any activity on my screen, and I do apologize. I just don't want to touch anything because it was so hard. All my volume up and I have trouble hearing me. Oh, I asked everybody if they could hear me okay. Kendra, I have a microphone in. Can you hear me? Because I'm pretty sure my microphone has been recording everything quite loud. Does everybody hear me okay? Good. All right. I just want to make sure, Kendra. Don't know, Kendra. All right. What about my past could be, so what about our past, divine feminines, twin flames, soul counterparts? Okay, just wanted to double check there. Kendra's having some trouble with her sound. All right, so past, inhibiting our current relationship or our future relationships. What about my past could be inhibiting our current or future relationship? I love these cards. I love them. So we have the Six of Swords upside down. We have accept yourself. I'm going to pull a card from here. I will tell you, I love this. So we have the Six of Swords upside down, which is about moving on. It's also about freeing ourselves. It's about self-expression, and I've got here self-expression and accepting yourself twice, freeing yourself and moving on, and transformation. So what is this energy telling me? What about our past that could be inhibiting current or future relationships? We need to be okay about whether we free ourselves or not. We have to accept who we are as our self-expression, because this is about our growth, and that every relationship is about our growth. We need to understand how to play. And when we play, we need to know how to take back control of our life when we're no longer playing. We need to know how to create the boundaries so that we can grow and expand and play, but at the same time transform. We need to understand that every relationship is not about what's happening in the future what's happened in the past, but being grounded in the now. We have to look at every time we are on a relationship course. Every day it can be different. Every day it can change. It can expand. They could be mirroring you. You could be mirroring them. They could be reflecting your shadows. You know, there's all sorts of things that we have learned that really has nothing to do with you or them. So how are you going to be secure in your relationship? Is knowing that it's not up to you to adapt to them, that you can be yourself. And if they don't like it, don't try to change yourself for them. You transforming yourself in order for you to be a blessing for them is where you go wrong. You attracted them, and when all of a sudden they start tearing you apart and nitpicking, and you started questioning, why are they doing this? You started being a martyr trying to fix yourself for them. You're already perfect. You wouldn't have been able to attract them in the first place. I've had that little conversation with a couple of you already. You're already perfect. It's just your own blocks that is preventing you from seeing it. You don't have to go a long distance traveling and doing all the work and needing to go on this journey and doing all of these things to prove your worthiness. Just enjoy this experience and know that you're growing and expanding. As I say to some people, why don't you just take it like you're at the beach and enjoying the day and what it brings to you? We get so attached to the outcome instead of taking the blessing of what is coming true instead. All right, so that is that answer. What is an important relationship lesson I need to learn? This is a good question, everybody. What divine feminine twin flame you are, the highest level soulmate that you will have in this lifetime. What is an important relationship lesson you need to learn? Now, I don't have all of my decks of cards here. I just made a couple of different decks, and they take some time to arrive. I think Dawn's will arrive long before mine. So I don't have all of them here. I would love to have some of those here right now. But that's all right. I know if I created them in my head, I can create them in my mind. All right. So divine feminine, twin flame, highest level soulmate, divine counterparts. What is important relationship lesson you need to learn? I'm loving these cards. Oh, that went flying on the floor. I don't think that was the card for us. I'll get that later. That card flew out of my hand. And I can't reach it right now. So I'll just pull. All right. So I have a card that came up quite frequently in my readings, and it is the Nine of Wands upside down. Nine of Wands upside down is about always seeming that you're you've got so far to go. You've got so much to do that, you always feel that you're almost there. And then I got karmic lesson, and then all of a sudden it's in a loop. So you almost feel like you're there, and it's whoop right around. So it's like you're like a dog chasing your tail. And so I also got manifestation. So what is this telling me? This is telling me that we always feel like we're going to accomplish something, and we are so we're so much persistent that we're going to get there, we're going to get there, we're going to get there. But we need to learn to have compassion for ourselves. We need to learn that we have karmic lessons that we have to learn, because there is something that is making us seek something outside of ourselves that's creating this lesson in the first place. And you know what? You may be so close there, and as long as you keep on repeating the same lesson, you're going to just start a new cycle all over again. So there is only light. There is only light. There is only light. And I know that oh my goodness, I'm missing I don't know why the chat is just keep on going dark here. Hi, hi, Carol. So if the question is twin flames, divine counterparts, highest level of soulmate that you have in this lifetime, the question that is, what is important relationship lesson I need to learn, is that by not opening your heart to this light and just seeing that everything is an experience of this light, every past life is going to repeat itself, that we are never going to just reach the top of the mountain and it's all downhill from there. We just don't have to struggle. It's just like we shouldn't have to feel like we're being tested. We shouldn't have to feel it's darkness. We are always manifesting. We are always manifesting. We're not spending a whole chunk of our lives building up to a manifestation. But the more clear you are, the more clear your manifestation will become. If you are not aware, if you are not clear, you are going to be manifesting and just like and enjoying everything, because there is only light. If there is only light, the darkness appears from your shadows. It appears from unresolved residue and lessons. How boring life would be if you didn't have any lessons, or, everything was just light and perfect and harmony. Everybody thinks, oh, but wouldn't that be perfect? No, it wouldn't, because we thrive off the contrast. I don't hear any of you complaining about the air, because we take for granted oxygen is free for us to breathe. Nobody has to pay for our oxygen. Nobody is restricted of our air. So until you have a health crisis where you can't breathe and you have to have oxygen supplied to you, you don't see how we are so grateful to have something that we take for granted of. We don't know that something is not there until there is the contrast. So the fact that we feel that we have to be grateful for our long struggles, it's really only recognizing the contrast. There is only light. I remember saying this quite a few times to many of you. If I was a genie and I grant you your wish and I said, I will give you 3 different wishes, and in 5 years I will check on you, and you said, I want to be with my divine counterpart, I want to be on a tropical beach, and I don't want to have any job or any responsibility, I just want to be on the beach drinking Mai Tais with gorgeous weather. And I went, poof. All right. And so it was like 5 or 10 years later, I come and visit you. And I walk up to you, and there you are on the beach beside your divine counterpart, and you got a drink in your hand, and the sun is beating down on you, and you are on a long-term vacation that just never stopped. And I walk up to you and I say, hey, how you doing? And you looked at me and said, finally, thank gosh, you're finally here. Please get me the frig off of this beach. What do you mean? I gave you exactly what you asked for. Yeah. Well, my divine counterpart, he's boring. He just, he just sits there and looks at his phone. He doesn't talk, and we have nothing in common, and he has nothing interesting to share with me. We're nothing alike. And the sun is beating down on me so much that I'm getting wrinkles. My skin feels like leather. I haven't seen any humidity or any other rain for like all this time. I'm so bored. I haven't been able to do anything. I've been just sitting here on this beach for every single day. I want to go back to the city and hear the noise and see what it's like to see rain. I want to see my community. I want to see my friends again. Do you understand what I mean? The grass always seems greener on the other side until you receive it. And then you have to, we always fantasize that it is a luxury. But really it's not. There is only light. And we are always manifesting. And what we're manifesting is our karmic lessons, because we're always achieving absolutely everything that we want. Always. All right, next question. And to give compassion. Very important for us. Why am I continually running up against a certain relationship problem? Yeah, let's see. I'll go and try to answer these a little bit quicker without needing to go into such depth. But I thought, I hope everybody's feeling great tonight. I probably have lots of homework to do. Yay! So our next question, twin flames, highest level soulmates. Why am I continually running up against a certain relationship problem? Of course. So I have here walking away. I have here walking away from healing anything that needs to be healed. There is grief, self-pity, and suffering. I have Tower, and I have Justice. So, why am I continually running up against certain relationship problems? Because you really don't want to see what needs to be healed and why you are looking at grief. There is certain things that is underneath that foundation called shadows that needs to be worked upon, because cause and effect is always truth. Whoever you are is being reflected in these relationships. That's all it is. That's all it is. All right. So the next question is, what is something I need to know in my relationship going forward now? So again, this is not about me. This is about the collective divine feminines, twin flames. This is twin flame oriented to the highest level of soulmates. All of us who are in that relationship or in a divine counterpart or know your divine counterpart now. What is something I need to know in my relationships going forward now? Right, Kayla? It's so educational. All right, so what is something I need to know in my relationships going forward to now? I have the Ten of Swords upside down. I have the Hangman upside down. I have the Seven of Wands upright. I have the Five of Wands upside down. And I have the Hierophant. Hierophant represents commitment. And so what you need to know is that you shouldn't go into it with failure mindset. The victim mindset is that this is going to fail right at the start, because that would manifest into this relationship. You need to understand that we block ourselves. We prevent ourselves from actually having a relationship that's going to really evolve because of this defensive mechanism that we have. We're guarded because somewhere we have been taught that we are going to be rejected. Somewhere we have been taught a long time ago that this is not going to work out, because our first love was where we got programmed. The first time we fell in love, that would be your mother, father, or wherever we first grasp our connection to what we manifest as love. So your familiarity of your father, your mother, your initial caregivers is where we learn attachment. And that attachment is where we learned pain and suffering and grief, because they weren't perfect and how they reared us in some way. So here we are. We needed to learn how to let go of the conflict, and that it's really about everything being projection. Instead, allow the energies of ourselves be reflection. And that is how we find this moral, traditional commitment is about two people working together who are compatible. So let's see if I can clarify this a little bit more here. So what does that mean for those who are saying, okay, that just kind of sounded all good, but how can we clarify this? What would be, how can you're telling me not to see it as a negative conquest, to not be blocking myself, to not be attacked. So I know I'm going to ask this question, but how? And so I've got the Page of Swords upside down. And so the Page of Swords upside down is the energy of us being in a defensive mode. We need to get out of our defensive mode. We need to see us as a divine being, and that no matter what, we need to take our guards down. We need to stop being in attack mode. All right, so let's go on to the next question. How can I make steps towards finding a healthy relationship? All right, everybody. Let's see, collective. How can we make steps finding a healthy relationship? Well, those cards are all coming out. I don't know why that won't keep that up. All right, so I get the Tower, 4 Swords, which is rest, and we have Inspiration, which is the Ace of Wands. We've got Pause and Receive, and we've got Power. These cards are always lining up so great for me to answer these questions. All right, yeah, I love it. All right, so what is the answer? How can I make steps towards finding a healthy relationship? And the Tower right at the start is telling me, recognize your traumas, recognize your challenges, recognize your weaknesses. The shadow work is so important. I have shadow work decks. I have shadow work videos. I will also assist you with coaching. I am going to tell you, if you don't do your shadow work, you're not starting off with a great foundation to start. So know your triggers, know reasons. You don't have to be revisiting your trauma. You just have to know what are problems for you, right? If you had an abusive past, don't go and be attracted to somebody who's going to be the abusive past all over again. If you find that you have had some emotional trauma, don't be attracted to somebody who's just like your father or mother who's going to mirror that again. You know, if you had a narcissistic, controlling, an abusive parent, do not attract somebody who's going to be that again. So it starts off with, what is your trauma? What is your disaster? Really, really understand that. And then protect yourself by making sure you're choosing people who are compatible with what you want and not what you feel that you need to heal. That's up to you to heal. You don't need other people to go and bring it out to you. You need to inspire. So manifestations goes like this. First, look at your shadows, because you're always going to manifest from the energies that you are all the time. So if you don't want to look at what's underneath the rug, if you don't want to look at the skeletons in your closets, you know what? You realize it's going to be still counted in the energy field. So you need to be clear with what energy you are manifesting with, and then relax, meditate, and then what you're going to do is start inspiring, start doing your affirmations, start understanding that you are worthy of everything that you want, and then just pause and allow yourself to receive with full power and intention. Believe. Allow your community that you surround yourself be part of what you want. Do not surround yourselves with snakes. If you are surrounding yourself with people who are in pain and suffering, you will become pain and suffering in your energy field. And if you are in a supportive community, you will get that support and be that support. And if not, you are sabotaging yourself. And if you are following my directions, you will receive the one. I know I sound a little bit like I'm a little, over the, but it's true. All right. So does that mean you have to go and leave your belief system? No. We all seen that my person came back. Your person can come back too. But how you manifest, that's you. Which toxic relationship patterns am I unlearning or need to unlearn? So, divine feminine, twin flame, highest level soulmate that you are, whatever you want to call yourself. How can you unlearn the toxic relationship patterns? Let's see what we get. So I have Judgment, I have Rook upside down, I have Knight of Cups upside down. I have a bunch of cards here that came out as well. That is 7 of Cups upside down, Temperance card, 8 of Swords, and the World. So which toxic relationship patterns am I unlearning or need to unlearn? Well, Judgment is about renewal of love, making adjustments in relationships and what needs to be changed or awakening. The Rook, remember at the very start when we said, the divine counterpart was like the King of Wands, and we were the Queen of Wands upside down, but reality was they were the Rook, which was the Wands upside down, which means that they wanted to explore and they wanted it to be excitement, but we took all of it away. So the toxic relationship patterns that we need to unlearn is we're taking away the masculine's job. We want this renewal of love, but we're not allowing the masculine to follow in their position of where they get excited. The masculine needs to follow their heart. They need to play with their minds in their head. They need to fantasize about us. They need to explore and they need to be excited and they need that freedom of when they are planting the seeds to watch it grow. They also need to search for us. So what happens is we block ourselves from receiving everything by us trying to do all the work. These cards, I laid out 7 cards, and I'm telling you, I got Judgment, Rook. Rook is the Wands upside down. We got the Knight of Cups upside down. We have the 7 of Cups upside down, Temperance, 8 of Wands, which is blocked, entrapment, and suffering, and the World. That's exactly what these cards are telling me. Yeah. We are not receiving what we want. We're blocking ourselves from what we want by doing all the work. All we're supposed to do is be ourselves, see ourselves as the beautiful, divine beings that we are. Let them get excited about discovering us. Let them be excited. Let them be enchanting. They want to be the hero. They want to feel like they're captivating us. And you know what? Let them go find out that there is nobody else like us. What needs more attention in my love life? All right, collective, what needs more attention in our love life? Twin flame. You beautiful creature, you. All right, so what needs more attention in my love life? So I've got the 1 of coins upside down. We've got the 9 of coins upside down. We've got the 6 of swords upside down. And we have the 1 of wands. All right. So that question again, what needs more attention in my love life? Well, look at our commitments. We have to really reconsider what our commitments are. Focusing on our commitments. The new beginning upside down, that is the same thing. That's just telling us that we need to stop having so many opportunities. We need to learn how to focus on what we want for a commitment. We also have to stop working so hard and looking for the prize. We are already the prize. We have to stop moving on and walking away and expecting that somebody is going to complete us. Somebody's going to fix us. Somebody's going to be better than the other one. They're all going to be the same energy that we are mirroring out. Every single one of them. If I was to move on to another person right now, that person is either going to be almost identical to the relationship that I had in some way, or if not, I can retrieve, come back, because obviously if I was in alignment with it once, I would be in alignment with it again. But if I was in line with it because I was in pain, then that was because of the fact that I was experiencing a part of myself that needed to heal. And that means that I just needed to give it some time to collaborate myself. So I have vulnerability and freedom. And so, yes, reconsider the commitments. Stop looking for new ventures. Stop looking for the abundance outside of myself. Stop moving on and going through transaction to transaction to transaction. They're all saying focus on yourself. Focus on who you are. Focus on what you are. And inspire. That is your spark. And allow that spark, and you look at this vulnerability and freedom, that's the spark right there. That's the spark. That's the spark that I'm talking about. It is you. It is you. So the next question, twin flames, divine counterparts, the highest level soulmates that you are. How can I better show up for my partner? You know, we all want our person. How can I better show up for my partner? Whoever that is that's playing out for you. How can I better show up for my partner? I'm loving these cards. So we have the Fool upside down. We have the Queen of Cups upside down. We have the Hermit. We have the Rook of Cups. For those, what is that? It's not the Knight. It's the one right before the Knight. But I have them as Rooks. Rook of Cups and Chemistry. And be blissful. Right? So how can I show up for my partner? So they don't want you to be so innocent or free spirit. They want you to be a little experienced, okay? And they don't want you to be so compassionate. They want you to be a little feisty. They want you to be a little bit of a challenge, all right? You don't have to be so full of compassion. You know, they're going to think you're just, you know, all love, but you know, they want a little lust, okay? Be truthful, be honest, be integrity. And they also want you to be sensitive to their needs. They want you to be full of surprises. They want you to be happy. They want you to be blissful. And they want that strong chemistry between you two. That's all they want. I have to read that later, Kendra. I won't be able to read it right now. All right. And the next question I have, what do I need to learn to handle a current relationship conflict? All right, divine feminines, divine masculines, if you're a divine masculine. If you are here, you are a divine twin flame or the highest level counterpart. If you're resonating with this, absolutely. So the question is, what do you need to learn to handle a current relationship conflict? This might be for you. I don't read it all, but there was a conflict there you were talking about. So this is so I have the Ten of Swords, the Knight of Coins upside down, and the Queen of Wands. All right. So to answer this question, so the Ten of Swords is about completion. It's done, it's over, game over. We've got the Knight of Coins here, which is usually about being really hardworking, right? We've got the Queen of Wands here, who is about determination, but, you know, secure, very sexual. And we have the Ten of Wands here, which is about responsibility, and it's stressful and obligation, and it's burdensome. I also have here about mirroring switch, when you are subconsciously working out their energies for them. And then we have third eye. What are you afraid to see within? So what is this telling me here? The conflicts is, when it's over, it's over. You can't continue the conflict moving forward. If the conflict comes up, you need to address it then, and you need to allow it to be done. When you address it, you can't bring the conflict into the next day moving forward. If you go and have a conflict, you need to address it then, because it will grow and fester and it will become something else. And if you don't address it, or if you address it and you say, okay, it's over, don't go to bed mad at each other, and do not bring that conflict up every time that you have a fight. This is going to be something that you are going to find that it's not going to be easy, that you're always going to have to work at it. However, it should be more fun. You need to understand your confidence and security, meaning that when the conflict comes up, is it actually a conflict you are going through, or is it a trigger from your shadow self, or is this something about them that you need to hold space for? It is not your duty to fix them. It is not your duty to be a martyr. It is not your duty to show up and do anything for them. You need to focus on you, and you need to allow them to focus on them. Because when two complete people can come and join each other, that's when you have unity. Other than that is codependent relationships. All right. What shadow qualities within myself can I work with right now? Oh, I wish I had my shadow deck for this. What shadow qualities within myself can I work with right now? This is for you, Divine Feminines. Counterparts, twin flames, whatever labels you want to call yourself. Alrighty. So, I'm getting the Two of Coins, the Queen of Swords upside down, the Fool upside down, and the Four of Cups. Victim mentality. All right, so let's talk about victim mentality. I think right now in the collective, victim mentality is probably one of the best ways that we can really address our shadows. How can we move ourselves from victim mentality into enlightenment? How can we take ourselves from the pain into completion? How can we balance ourselves? How can we have more, not be so complex, not be so perceptive, not be so reactive? How can we not be so free spirit and so empty-minded and so it's all about balance. How can we not be disconnected? So the shadows, victim mentality, disconnection, being so extreme that you need to be this spiritual enlightened being, so detached that you don't know how to connect, so disconnected in your heart, so logical, so right all the time. Be balanced and get yourself out of victim mentality. All right. So collective, which patterns or beliefs do you need to release? Which belief systems do you need to release? Can you guys give me some feedback of what you're thinking of these questions and these answers? I know not much is being said. I know you're all listening, but I kind of like the fact if you go, and it's not because I'm looking for validation, but there are probably people who just really don't know if they should take the time to pay attention to anything that we're saying here. This is over an hour now. It's 1 hour and 11 minutes. It's 111. Oh my goodness. It's so crazy. I want to take a picture. It's 011111 is on my camera over there. It's so crazy. Yeah, now it's at 23, 24, but you know, it was there. All right, so the questions are, what do I have to release? So, of course the devil had to show up, right? Here we go. Devil. We have the patience upside down. We have the grief. And we have the 8 of Wands upside down. Of course, I would pick up the dreamer. All right, so we have the dreamer too. So what patterns or beliefs do I need to release? We need to release that relationships are bad, whether they are connected in some way. We're learning. We're evolving. Relationships are not always about toxic addictions and pain, because this is addictions and pain. This is all about healing this obsession, and it's really about who we are. You know, why can't we just accept who we are? Why can't we, just recognize that we can always improve our relationships? We also don't always have to control the beast inside of ourselves. All right. We do have to let go of the self-pity and the grief. We have to heal ourselves properly. And there are proper techniques and proper ways to heal grief. We all experience grief at some time in our life. And sometimes some people have experienced much more than they need to. And in some cases, some of us are, trauma is trauma. And how a person experiences trauma may be much more extreme because of the fact they haven't been able to heal something from their past that is repeating. So it's like 10 different types of traumas on top of one another. So we need to heal our grief properly. We also need to not be going and jumping into relationships so fast. We need to not be allowing ourselves to be taken advantage of, but these love bombings, when we have somebody showing up and is jumping into our lives really fast, and all of a sudden it's like you change your whole life for them. It doesn't work that way. It takes time to evolve with somebody. It takes time to get to know somebody. It takes time, and it takes time to grieve, and it takes time to master self-control, and it takes time to build up an addiction, and it takes time to heal. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. And in most cases, it takes one day at a time. Just enjoy it. There is nothing wrong with enjoying what you are doing with each other. But do not feel that you need to have the answer right one day, and it's just all of a sudden you're doing it right. It doesn't work that way at all. My gracious, we may have to have a part 2. I've only got down to question 15. And this has been over an hour, so I might have to stop and have a little eat and then start part 2. Because this is crazy. Is there something obvious I am blocking or missing in my current situation? All right, divine counterparts. This is the collective answer. Is there something obvious I am blocking or missing in my current situation? I've got game over with the 10 of Swords. I've got the Queen of Wands. I've got the 5 of Wands. And I've got the Rook of Coins upside down. You notice I get these similar cards for certain answers. So, how are you blocking your certain situation? Well, first of all, we're going back to the victim mentality and the failure. We feel like we are doing something wrong. We feel like we're screwing up some way. We feel like there's a collapse or we're being defeated whenever we're supposed to actually just take a step back. We are so determined and we're so confident in ourselves. You know what? Sometimes we need expert advice. Sometimes we don't have all the answers. And we need to understand that there is a lot of competition out there. We have a lot of conflict and there is a lot of jealousy that we have because we're always comparing ourselves to everybody else. There's always somebody younger, prettier, thinner, more attractive, more successful, more everything. And this is the thing. Divine has created you already in your perfection. The person for you is perfect for you. And when you actually get that through your head, you'll understand that you are missing out in the fact that the person that is perfect for you, you don't have to change a thing. You don't have to learn how to be the right person. I will tell you, there is times when I look back in relationships where I try to adapt myself to them. And now when I move forward into a new relationship, I wish I was still the same way as I used to be, because that would be more better for me to be me. And this person would be more in alignment with who I was and not who I changed myself to be. I don't know if that made sense. What steps can I take towards my own well-being, divine counterparts? All right. The collective wants to know, what steps can I take towards my own well-being? They want you to work with those who are working with you. They don't want you to be with people who are against you. They want you to attract those who want to work with you. Start new ventures, start new seeds, plant new seeds, and balance yourself with compassion and love. Create new opportunities for love where you are knowing you're manifesting love and not something toxic. And take your breaks. Sometimes you need to pull back and restore yourself. So your well-being is surround yourself with positive people. Allow yourself to thrive. Allow yourself to be compassionate, whether you're doing it for yourself and all of those that you are engaging with. Know that you are love and that you are creating love and that all is well. that you're always manifesting the highest potential for yourself, and to rest, feed yourself, nourish yourself. How can I better love or accept myself? How can I love or better accept myself? For all of you, twin flames, divine counterparts, how can I better love or accept myself? Again, we're going back to surround yourself with those who are positive and with you. They are team players. They also want you to provide your comfort and your security yourself. You allow yourself to be the queen of coins, being yourself, provide yourself. Nobody can take away your values. Make sure that no one can alter your values. Don't apologize. Don't be sending messages to people who won't respond to you. Don't force desire. Dream. Believe in your dreams. And don't depend on him to provide your values. Don't depend on them to provide for you. If they provide for you, that's a bonus. But don't depend on anybody to provide for you. I've got the queen and king, and the queen upright, and the queen and the king upside down. Believe in holy love. Believe in the blessings of the divine union. All right. I'm going to continue 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I need to eat. I do have homework I have to do. It is 6:30. I only have a couple of you on the chat. Some of you can go back and check this out, and I will do a part 2 a little later because I need to eat. And anybody who wants to address or make any comments below, I'll get a chance to read them. And I hope that you're enjoying this so far. But I do have a few questions here, and I'm going to address them because I wrote down. I have 25 questions here for the collective, and we'll stop there for now.